Hello and welcome to the Punters Preview for Oaks Day at Flemington. It is day 3 of Cup Week. I'm your host, Alex Donnelly, and as always on the Punters Preview during Cup Week, I'm joined by Katie McDonald. Now, Katie, no pressure. I've just called you Malin. I'm that tired at the moment. Katie McDonald Malin. Can you just hyphenate it for me and make it the longest name
Whatever
ever?
Comes out, it's fine.
It's been a long week.
It's a marathon.
You are under pressure because you've declared the last 3 Oaks winners.
Yes.
So you're going to make it 4 for 4, hopefully. Thankfully, we've got an odds-on favourite, but it does look a good race.
It does. It's her race to lose, though.
Yeah.
How that wakeful form is the best form leading into an Oaks. She won it in a hand canter the other day. Get a good feelings, her name, and Mark Zahra is riding up a storm at the moment. So how do they beat her from that barrier?
We will get to that later because we've got a fair bit to cover here on the Punters Preview. Yes, this is a preview, but we also need to do a review because in case you missed it, the Melbourne Cup was run and won yesterday. Jamie Mellum getting the job done on half yours. Hand on heart, got it completely wrong. When you get it wrong, though, to get beaten by a ride like that, you will take it. I did enjoy it. My favourite part of it was her just going, Ben, out of the way, son. I'm going to go on and win this race. But
It's super, wasn't it?
As a former jockey, Jamie obviously with her history having so many falls and a long recovery, to take that gap in a Melbourne Cup, it's just like that shows you the toughness and mental fortitude jockeys have, and to do it in the biggest race of her life and to get the job done, just you can't do anything but sort of sit back and be a romantic about racing. Yeah,
look, it was a tremendous ride, and you sort of take those gaps in Melbourne Cup, especially when you've got plenty of horse underneath you, which she did have, and she's got so much confidence in him. She put him in the right spot, and there was a couple of tight gaps, but as I said, when you've got a full horse full of running, it is easier to sort of get them, especially in a Melbourne Cup. And what a feeling it must have been bursting through those gaps. And look, he won so comfortably in the end. And I must say I got it wrong too. I thought the 2 miles, he's been up for so long, but what a training performance from Tony and Kelvin. Huge result for them all. And well done. Obviously a purchase online. And Kieran Maher bred the horse.
With Cole McKenna.
Which is obviously Jamie Mellum very close with Cole and the family. So it was massive result for the whole team.
It does. It's one of those ones. I think it's how good is the Melbourne Cup, and the Cup has never been more back given. A Victorian bred horse, the breeding page. This is not one for the breeding buffs. The breeding page on this horse is, in the nicest way of saying it, terrible.
Tell us about St. Jean.
St. Jean is was a $3,000 stallion. He's worth a little bit more now. Had served 15 mares or so. The dam had thrown next to nothing. I think there's a half sister to Mudra in there, who was a Cole McKenna horse who won a few Saturday handicaps. But there is nothing off the page that screams, someone pay $300,000 for this on English Digital, let alone a Caulfield Cup Melbourne Cup winner.
So it's a little bit like Zed, who was the sire of Very Elegant.
Yeah, it is one of those ones. It's just the perfect mix. He looks like a horse that was bred to win a Jericho, and he's won a Melbourne Cup by about 4.
Yeah, he can sprint, can't he? He's unbelievable. And to be up for so long.
Yeah.
8 or 9 months he's been up for. It's remarkable.
I think it was Jason Richardson that found a stat of horses that had a run in June had won like 7 of the last 9 Melbourne Cups or something ridiculous.
So those horses that are still in training over winter periods, just keeping ticking along is probably the way to go.
Even if it's overseas or you have a run up in Queensland. So it just goes to show, like Night Choice last year obviously done it. If you go find Richo's Twitter, it's all through there. It was a really fascinating stat.
Is it the first time that a horse has won a Caloundra Cup in the one prep and gone on to win a Melbourne Cup?
Well, did Incentivize win a Caloundra Cup, or did he win something? He won a listed race up there before he went on to win it. But I think if you ran into him in the benchmark 78 at Rose Hill in June, hello to Will Friedman and my dad, you feel a little bit stiff right about now. And I think Dylan Gibbons' ride that day where he took off at the 800.
It was a super ride.
Just got knocked off by Jamie's ride there as the best winning ride that half yours has had. But outside of that, we'll sort of quickly touch on it. Obviously, Torrenzino for me is also the romantic part of it as well. For Paul Prushka, Celine Gaudray as well, running 5th in the race as well. Like, gave a great shout. Has picked up a stack of prize money for the connections as well, and it's just gone through a brick wall after brick wall this prep.
He loves Flemington and beautifully presented.
Looked
yesterday.
a winner for half a stride. You would have got very
He's
excited.
Tough, really tough. And you need those good, tough horses in a Melbourne Cup like we saw yesterday.
Obviously, the talk about Jamie and Ben there, but you had Ethan Brown finish third, Celine finished fifth, so the engaged couple as well. It was the first time you had a husband and wife ride against each other in the Cup, but goody two shoes. It just shows that Joseph O'Brien, and a shock to no one, being Aidan's son, is one of the best trainers in the world of stayers.
Isn't he? Yeah. Isn't he the best? He's he knows the right horses to bring out, and that takes you a long way. I thought Middle Earth also ran enormous for Kieran Marr.
Imagine what he'll do now that he's got that toughness under him, because he was just going this prep. And you won't want to bring it up, but I will. How your husband got Meydan from 22 to one off the fence without getting a month is one of the more insane things ever.
One off the fence. He got on the fence. He was on the fence. I don't know how he did it.
Didn't stay, didn't get suspended, but from barrier 22 to get him there, he's done everything he could to maximise the horse's chances.
Unbelievable ride from James on Meydan. And look, he ran okay. He just had no kicker in the locker. Obviously didn't stay the trip. And it's the best losing ride I've ever seen.
How quickly did he eat his dinner last night?
Very quickly. He felt sick.
I will counter you the best losing ride I've seen. I'm still getting over it. Hugh Bowman on Fangirl in the Golden Eagle. I'm still getting over it.
Yeah.
One day.
That was a good one.
Shout out to Simon Dinopoulos. He'll be getting over it too. But let's talk about this Crown Oaks tomorrow. It is 10 past 5 at Flemington. The rail is going to be out 6 metres the entire. The track, thankfully, the weather in Melbourne looks like we've seen the worst of it. So hopefully we're not going to get any more water on the track. It should even out. We've got not a full field to go around in the Oaks. What is it? Just the 13 to go around, but get a good feeling. Odds on at the moment. It's pretty simple usually. You win the Wakeful, you win the Oaks.
Exactly right. It's the form that I want to stick with. And look, she looks so hard to beat. Yes, she's short, but from that barrier, marks are absolutely flying. I think she is definitely the horse to be on here. I thought Ethereum Girl out of the Wakeful was excellent. She was just poking along, doing her best work that last furlong. So yes, she was beaten four lengths on that occasion, but just love the way she was powering through the line. So I think Jamie Mellum, also from a good barrier, she'll appreciate the trip, caused by Mighty Maurice, the Japanese sire there. Strictly Business ran really well, and another horse, the Pearls.
Yep.
She's drawn awkward. That's the
Good
only.
in the spring champion.
She was great. So she's coming out of the Group 1 form where she ran well behind Attica. Before that, ran second to Shangri-La Boy in the Gloaming. So she's been running with good company from Group 1s. No doubt has the ability, but from that gate, it's going to be tricky. Probably has to roll forward from there, and hopefully James can find a good spot. He's riding well at the moment.
I've got a futures ticket on Just a Journey. Damien Lane's picked up the ride. Obviously, Blake Shin having that fall yesterday and breaking his leg. Started favourite over Get a Good Feeling in the Edward Manifold. Was beaten an absolute pimple there, and I thought was okay in the Ethereal. I'm on at 30, so hopes and prayers. Lob into a place. I need something after Cup Day. It was a horrendous day. Flying all the way to Sydney, your horse misses the kick 3. Not a good day.
No.
Let's get to what I think is, we'll jump around a little bit here, what I think is the best race on the day. It's the race before, it's race 7. It's the Red Roses over 1,100 metres. We've got 20 down to run here, but they only run 16, which is disappointing because if all 20 lined up, this race is tremendous. We were just talking about it off air, and I was like, how isn't Point Barrow odds on? I'm like, oh yeah, because you've sort of got Military Tycoon there, Olalay's there, you've got Invincible Woman, Surf's up. I've missed one there, the Chris Lee's horse as well. It is going to be Cantiamo. It is a phenomenal race, and usually the winner of this race goes on and does something. Most years it's like, find the Sydney horse that has run there.
Yeah.
Get the job done. I'm still getting over a very fun red a few years ago. One day I'll get over it. Mark Newnham's still not over it. But usually it's find the Sydney horse. But here, Point Barrow on Caulfield Guineas Day was the only horse to make up ground.
Yeah.
And she's drawn the extreme outside, which is an advantage.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I think people play in a lot for being on the outside in the straight races. I don't think it's that much of an advantage, especially if you've got a good horse underneath you. But Point Barrow couldn't have been any more impressive winning that race. But I like the Sydney horses here. Surf's Up is a really, really nice filly. She's by Flying Artie. And she was beaten first up in a 64 by a horse called Cantiamo, who's also in this race. So Craig Williams taking the ride from Chris Lees. She's a beautiful filly. I saw her there winning at Warwick Farm defeating Surfs Up, and she just looks like she's got so much to give. So she's been put away. She's had a little spell from there. Gee, I'm looking forward to seeing what this filly can do. Cantiamo at odds too. So Surfs Up galloped enormous the other day. I thought if anyone watched her up the straight,
had the jump out.
Had a jump out and looked super. So she's had a couple of runs after that. Won a super maiden and then ran second to Point Barrow, but she looks a filly right on the up.
So I was going to ask about Cantiamo because James has done a lot of work on that horse, has won a couple of races on it. Was that a long-term booking for Surfs Up, or was that just 9 times out of 10 he'll stick with Chris?
Oh, I'm not sure actually. I'm not 100% sure where James is head at, whether or not he had the choice. I'm not sure. But I know he's got a lot of time for Surfs Up.
Yep.
And she's had a couple of runs back. So, yeah, definitely got fitness on her side. Acacia, also a horse that is a really nice horse coming out of the Alinghi.
Yep.
Behind Stretton Angel. Peter Snowden, he's such a good trainer. So
he always pops up with one.
Yeah, exactly. And seeing Lizzie with a runner here, an Invincible Woman too, is excellent for her and her connections.
She was, her race was over. She missed the kick first up. It was really well backed after a couple of good jump outs. Barrier 18. Nephew Chad on.
Yeah.
No pressure, Chad. Got to get the job done there. But this is a really good race. Obviously, Sustainable was the winner of that race with Karen McAvoy taking the ride. You've obviously got Vain Girl, who bobbed up in a Magic Millions race. The Magic Millions winner, Ola's here. So this is some of the better 3-year-old fillies that probably aren't Coolmore level. And it's just like, okay, I look forward to this being bumped up to a Group 1 next year and worth about $1 million.
Honestly, if this was a Group 1, we'd be like, yep. Yeah. It should be, looking at these fillies.
It is. And then you sort of look at the final race of the day, which is the Century Stakes over 1,000 metres. Used to be run on Cup Day this. Ray Magnerio turns up. I'm shocked. I'll be shocked if he doesn't back up on the weekend. But he is great. Like he legitimately fits in the category of love to own because spells on the float, 23 starts, $1.5 million won in prize money. He's going to run his usual honest, great race. Like
really honest.
He's been beaten a lip in a couple of these races. I think he's won a race over Cup Week before. Coleman resumes with the new trainers with Clinton McDonald now, has a host of gear changes. Jamie Mellon takes the ride there. We know the ability that he's got in this. Manolo Bling's a pretty good horse as well. Rich Dotty goes quick and then trembles down the bottom's an interesting one out of the race behind Rich Dotty as well and won first up at Bendigo. So which way are you leaning in this?
I actually did mind Nadal in this race. I loved his run in the Caulfield Sprint first up. So I think he looks like he had good improvement. He's a winner second up before. He's got Ethan Brown who's riding
Drawn
super.
To camp off them too.
Exactly right. So Kieran Marstable is absolutely flying. I just thought he mapped beautifully second up. I thought he was the horse to be on here.
Yeah. And the one other race I want to talk about because it is a good race and usually a horse out of this can possibly go across to WA for some of the group races over there. That's the Chester Manifold Stakes. Obviously, Light Infantryman won this race last year. And then went on to, I think he started favourite in either the Railway or the Northerly. He started favourite in one of those races over there after winning here. You've obviously got New Endeavour who returns, last seen in the, the Q22, and Apulia. First up off a long break was fantastic.
Huge.
And he gets a great run on the map. Can
he back that performance up after such a long time off?
That's a concern, obviously, going, second up and also staying in a mile when when I thought he might be a 2,000 metre horse, but he sat back and just went straight
past
It'll be a
great training performance from Lindsay Park. I just always feel like a horse that has such a long time off. He's a great horse. We know that. Putting in a performance like that first up.
Yep.
Yeah, it's second up can be a little bit more flat, but I wouldn't put it past them. They're great trainers and they're placing their horses beautifully.
Yeah. And in judo backs up after having not much luck on Saturday. He'll run well again. He always runs well and he's always sort of underestimated by the market. So that's a good race as well, race number 5 on the day as well. I'm not going to ask you what to pick in the garage race because we didn't need it. We saw it yesterday. We had St. George and the Kingswood fight out the finish.
Like, that was great.
Someone was on St. George. It wasn't great, but it was like, who needs the garage race? We've got these two fighting it out. So no, it's a big.
It's always a great spectacle.
It is. Good luck if you're having to do pick of the yard or your mounting yard expertise on the greys. Good luck with that one. So it's a good days of racing on Thursdays. It always is. But we'll be back here on Friday because we're building up to Saturday, which has probably taken over as one of the better days of the Spring Carnival, Champions Day. Like acceptances are going to drop in the next half an hour here. We're obviously expecting very sustained line up in the 2,000 metre race. We're hoping Tentris backs up in the sprint. And the mile. Who knows what the
And
mile's...
Jolie Star will be there too.
Oh, and who knows what the mile's going to be like with Pride of Jenny, potentially Mr. Brightside. You've also got... I've absolutely spaced on the horse. Chow Wolf as well, potentially being there too. So a lot of mixing form lines. If Jenny gets rocking and rolling again, it's going to be a great day this weekend.
Definitely. Always love Champions Day and can't wait to see Via back.
No pressure on you to pick a couple of winners out of that.
I'll do my best.
Yeah. Via Sistina's set to peak, apparently, from what we've all heard. What Chris was like, I think she's got one left in her. That could be dangerous in a race worth a couple $1 million. But Katie, thanks for coming in. Enjoy the next couple of days.
Yes, enjoy Oaks Day, everyone.
Yeah. We'll catch you on Friday for our preview of Champions Day.
What's gambling really costing you? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.